Welcome back to another episode of the Till Corner Podcast. Love you guys. Please keep us going. Please continue to like, subscribe, share, follow us on Twitter, engage with the Till Corner Pod page on X. We love you guys. For Duval, by Duval. Let's keep it rolling. Kat, how you doing?
I'm okay. Uh, I'm okay.
Getting close to the holidays. Hopefully everybody getting some time off, get to see a
Yes,
little bit of family and stuff like that. So that's a positive on the
definitely.
horizon.
Yes.
Jaguars kind of going through a little slump right now. Just dropped 2 games in a row, both to backup quarterbacks.
Yeah.
A little weird for me, a little weird feeling about the season. I mean, like we're still 8-5. You know what I'm saying? You really can't complain too much about that. Still up a game with tiebreaker, so a game and a half on anyone else in the division. Um, really not too worried, to be honest, about losing control of the division at this point. Colts got Pittsburgh this week, and Stroud may not play with the concussion, so this game might not even really matter too much in overall AFC South seeding. How do you feel about the team so far at the current moment?
I mean, I still just think they're a good team.
Mm-hmm.
That's literally the only word you can use for them right now.
Yeah,
Is just good. They're not awful. They're not elite. They're not borderline elite. They're just they're good. They're just kind
yeah,
of okay. Um, but I don't know. Some some things are kind of annoying me, but that's a whole other conversation. But the team itself is just, they should have. I really wanted us to win one of these games
yes,
between the Bengals and the Browns. So the
yes.
fact that they lost both of them is really upsetting. But I do still stand by my statement that if Trevor ended the Cincinnati game, we would have won.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, you won't get no
obviously
argument here.
that didn't happen. So,
Yeah, and it's that December push, right? Where
yeah.
you want to be playing your best ball. And I'm not gonna say we're playing our worst ball because I think our worst ball was in that 2 game loss stretch at the beginning of the season with Kansas City and Houston. I think that was probably our worst ball. But like right now, we're having coverage busts on the back end, poor tackling, receiver supposedly not running the wrong routes, according to Press Taylor. Just not the right depth, not the right angle, not the right timing on the
Yeah.
routes, which is basically the wrong fucking route. Like if you're doing everything about the route wrong, but you're still running a post, then it's the wrong route.
Yeah, I also didn't really understand what he was like trying to hint at by saying that. I was
Mm-hmm.
like, are you trying to like throw Trevor under the bus? Like what? I didn't like that. I didn't like that statement that he made. It bothered me.
Yeah.
I also just can't stand Press Taylor though, so sorry, I like do not like him at all. I think he's kind of an idiot.
Yeah, since the
But
bye week, the offense has been good, right?
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
well, I mean, excluding San Francisco,
Yeah,
pretend
yeah.
that day, excluding that
Well,
game. But honestly, maybe it's for the best that we lost that game because I feel like every team that beat San Francisco's lost their starting quarterback since they beat them. So maybe it was like a blessing in disguise that we didn't beat San Fran.
yeah, a lot of going on today. I guess let's just run through the Jags current state and then we'll jump into the review of the game. Yeah, so a
Okay,
lot of people spoke with the media this week. Doug spoke. Doug was a little frustrated this week in
as he
his
should
presser.
be.
Yeah, like I don't sense any panic from Doug at the moment. Really just more disappointed. Like Doug's kind of in that disappointed father type of role right now.
Yeah,
He's kind of like, no, these guys know better. Like practice stuff, we rep this stuff. It's late in the season. Last year, yeah, I kind of leaned into the we're a young team thing. We're no longer a young team. These guys have started a lot of games. Like, we're not a young team. There's no more excuses. We just got to go out and play better football.
Yeah.
I like that. I don't really like when coaches lean too much into a bunch of excuses and all that kind of stuff. Injuries have hurt the Jaguars, whether people want to admit it or not. The Christian Kirk injury is huge.
Yeah.
Like, even Press Taylor kind of admitted to it in his presser, like, Christian is Trevor's safety blanket. Normally that's the tight end, but in this offense, I mean, it's really Christian Kirk. Like,
Yeah.
you see him all the time making those third down catches. Him and Zay Jones, which Zay Jones has not been a good third down option since his return from injury.
He was terrible on Sunday.
Oh God, yes, he was. I mean, they were all terrible. Ridley was terrible. Zay was terrible. Parker Washington, though.
Yeah, he was good.
He was good. Outside of that fumble. And then Evan Ingram.
Yeah.
Bro, can we just already crown him as the best tight end in Jags history? I mean, he's breaking all the records.
I think Mercedes Lewis is still a edge on him at the moment.
Yeah, I think from a loyalty nostalgia point, but objectively from the game, Mercedes Lewis was never like a top 5 tight end in the NFL, like statistically.
Yeah.
Outside of blocking, of course, but
no, he was never like tight end.
Yeah, he was never like a top 5 statistics guy, 70. I mean, obviously Evan broke all the records, so we know he was never that kind of catch, reception, yardage type of guy. But yeah, Mercedes Lewis is a Jaguar legend, so you got a little point there. But statistically, yeah, he's already the best wide receiver in Jaguars history before he even ends his second season here, which is crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, Calvin Ridley, did you see his presser today? Or
no,
actually the presser from yesterday?
No.
So basically they had media availability with Evan and Ridley. Evan was pretty straightforward. He there's no panic. I know these guys, we've been here, we're turning around. We just got to play better ball, execute, blah, blah, blah. Like coach speak. He's the same Evan Ingram as always. I love Evan. He's the first one on the field every game, regardless whether it's a practice, OTAs, mini camp. He interacts with the fans. Like, I love Evan, bro. He's always out there warming up with his glasses, working his craft. Like, love Evan. And then they got to Ridley, and the interview just started off weird from the jump. Like, Ridley kind of started the interview. It kind of cut in. You didn't get to hear the first question, but you just heard his response. And then they immediately jumped to the red zone interception. And it was like, hey, what happened on that play? Could you walk us through it? And he kind of just stopped, and he's like, you tell me what happened on that play. And they damn, this is the first time we're talking to you since the game. And he's like, what did you see on that play? And then they're like, I guess you ran the wrong route. It was just weird. And they were like, you guys had a miscommunication. He's like, all right, it's a miscommunication. And he was just very aggressive. Who really was not with the shits. He just wasn't going for it. From the get-go, all they was doing was just asking them questions okay, you're trying to set up a DB, on these route concepts, what are things that go through your head, blah, blah. And he was still talking about the catch. No, we're talking about in general. You're hyper-focusing on previous game and being angry and aggressive, but they were just trying to ask him general questions. He just wasn't really, you could just tell he's kind of ready to move on from that game, which rightfully so. He had a bad day, but I don't know. Weird deal. Him stopping in the middle of that one play that was the Parker Washington touchdown that he thought was going to be called offsides.
Yeah.
Him running 2 shot. Yeah.
Yeah. No. Yeah, I've seen that clip on Twitter where he just doesn't even do anything. He just immediately turns to the ref. It's okay. Sorry, yeah. I'm not the biggest Calvin Ridley fan right now.
Yeah, I mean, even playing football, honestly. Even playing Pop Warner, they teach you if you don't hear a whistle, you run the play.
Yeah.
So for that to be at the professional level, and oh my God, it was just so weird. So they asked him about it in the presser, and his response was what did you see? And they were like, well, you didn't run a route. He was like, yeah, I didn't run a route. And they were like, why? and he was basically like, well, I thought they were going to call it offsides and they didn't. So they were like, well, why didn't you run the route then? And he basically didn't have an answer. Like he just didn't even want to hear it. He didn't want to answer the questions. He just didn't. It was
then,
weird,
then like
man.
don't do the press conference then.
Yeah, it was just
I
he was
mean,
so frustrated. Like, bro, this was on Wednesday. Like, bro, it's fucking Wednesday. The game was Sunday. Like,
yeah.
why are you still so frustrated that you're giving Jalen Ramsey level sass right now? Like,
Yeah.
let that shit go and just answer the questions. Like, normally he's all smiley, bubbly, and stuff, but I don't know. I think me O'Brien and people from 1010 kind of hinted that, Calvin's kind of hearing some of the things that the Jaguar fans are saying on Twitter, and he's kind of hearing some of the negative feedback right now, and he's not really, too thrilled about it. So I don't
Well,
know.
then, play better.
Yeah.
You
It's
don't
just
want
weird. Like,
criticism? Play better, buddy. Because you're playing like
yeah,
garbage right now.
I
Freaking
can see
boo.
I can see if he has like two or three of these performances in the last four games, it's going to become a toxic situation between the fan base and him because they're going to basically run him out of town. That's just what I
Yeah.
kind of predict. Um, Maybe the front office can kind of talk him around a different way with the money in the contract and franchise tag and stuff. But I don't know. If things continue at this rate, I think he might be looking to get the hell out of here.
Yeah.
Them Jaguar fans heckling folks out here.
Well, sometimes Jaguar fans can be annoying. So like I get it, but also play better.
Yeah, no, I agree. If you play, I mean, like we were so in love with Calvin Ridley. This guy was running routes at a freaking high school, and we were like sharing the clips, like jumping up and down. Like everybody was glazing this man before he even got here. Like,
I was so
oh,
excited when I heard that we were signing him.
they were like, look how fast he's running routes, and
Yeah.
no, at the local high school with teenagers. Like it was just crazy. Like people were, I think we hyped him up too much, and he's coming back off of basically 2 years of no football. So maybe we did that to ourselves and we're just frustrated ourselves and taking out on him. I don't
Yeah,
know.
very possible.
But yeah, let's jump into the review. How do you feel about the nasty game up in Cleveland?
Okay. So it didn't bother me as much as the Bengals game because I went into that game thinking we might lose. I went into the game like, well, we might lose this game because their defense is really good and their defense plays like crazy in
Yeah.
Cleveland. Um, but uh it was just I don't know. I have issues with obviously everybody played bad. And when I say
Mm-hmm.
everybody, I mean it was like the team, it was a group effort to lose the game on Sunday. And there's just like a couple things that are so that I just don't understand. So like when we played the Bengals, the offense scored 31 points. When we played the
Mm-hmm.
Browns, we scored 27 points. Like
Mm-hmm.
say what you want about our offense and Trevor Lawrence and blah blah blah. But he put 27 points on that defense with a bad knee and a bad ankle. And people are going to be like, "Oh, but the defense got them a couple,
Couple
a
turnovers,
couple
yeah.
turnovers." And it's like, "Yeah, well the defense also had like two busted coverages." So, eh, like I really don't care that the defense got a couple
Mm-hmm.
takeaways because they also gave like why is David Njoku just like chilling by himself? Why is he just wide open? Like as wide open as you can possibly be. And then that it
Yeah.
was like what was it, a 4th and 1 or something?
3rd and 5, the David Bell touchdown. That
I
shit
thought
was
that was a fourth down.
was it?
I thought it was fourth down.
It might have been. It might have been.
Because I thought like we had stopped them and they were like, oh, we're gonna go for it on fourth down, and then they threw the
Oh
David Bell
yeah,
touchdown.
yeah, yeah.
So like sorry, I really don't give a shit that the defense had a couple takeaways because they're also part of the main reason that we lost, just like the offense is
Yeah.
part of the main reason that we lost because they turned the ball over 4 times. So, like, you can't beat it's very rare that you're going to beat teams when you turn the ball over 4 times. Um, Obviously, not all the interceptions were on Trevor. I think there was only one that was like genuinely like, okay, why? But even then, you could probably argue that Ridley didn't run as like fast as he should have or something. Like
Yeah. Yeah. That shit looked like a punt. Yeah, it was
it did.
bad.
Yeah. But um obviously my biggest issue too is like with like Zay Jones is there were multiple times where he kind of got like interfered and like held and it's like okay, yeah, you did, but you can't just count on the referees calling those. Like they're not always going to make those calls. So like the one where he got held, he still had an opportunity to catch that ball.
Oh yeah, it went right
So
through his
like
hands. Yeah, right off his fingertips.
come on, man. Like help out your quarterback a little bit. I mean, I thought that you could tell that Trevor looked okay, but I felt like it was obvious that like he wasn't 100%.
Hmm.
He wasn't really running or anything. So obviously the ankle kind of hindered him a little bit, but I don't know. It was just I think the fact that like I went into the game like oh they might lose and then when they did lose I was like oh okay. So
Yeah,
I like fully thought they were going to beat the Bengals. So that was a really upsetting game for me.
yeah. No, I agree. Yeah, I think looking back on this one, I kind of break it up into both sides of the ball. Um, Offense, I think, was disappointing. Three interception day by Trevor, which is just not good. One of those, Zay Jones kind of got too, I guess, shallow. He kind of should have stayed a little bit over top on that skinny post. The other one, Calvin Ridley, literally ran deeper into the coverage instead of sitting,
Yep.
which is exactly what he was supposed to do in that look, which he kind of admitted to. He said that he thought it was a different look that he was seeing than what he was seeing. So he said he should have been, I guess, more locked in at that point of the game. Um,
Bro ran straight into more coverage.
yeah, he ran right into where the coverage was. Trevor was
Like,
trying to sit him down, and he turned into the coverage, which is just,
what are you doing?
yeah, it just was bad. But
Come on,
you kind of
bro.
saw Trevor frustrated after that play. It's like,
Oh
bro,
yeah.
use your head, get your head around. You're supposed to sit when it's that look.
Yeah.
Like that's the fucking offense. You sit down. But Calvin really apparently doesn't know all the intricacies of the offense. So, I don't
Well,
know what that
yeah,
says about an NFL veteran at week 12 of a fucking season, like who was
exactly.
here for the whole camp. It's not like he got traded like mid camp, late camp. Like, no, he was here for the whole camp from the first goddamn day. And he
Yeah.
still doesn't completely understand the offense. Or, like he said, maybe he's just not locked in. I don't know
Yeah.
why you wouldn't be locked in at this point of a season, but
Yeah. Um, but the whole thing is so annoying, especially because like I'm gonna assume that Trevor, the quarterback of the team, knows what's going on.
yeah,
So if he tells you, "Hey, what the fuck are you doing?" I'm going to assume that you don't know what the fuck you're doing.
yeah. Yeah, it's not like he hasn't been running wrong routes from the start. He got Tyson Campbell hurt in the camp, I guess, like the camp scrimmage.
Hmm.
He ran right into Kirk's route, bringing his man over, and they had like a big collision. And Tyson got the concussion in camp. Thankfully, he was able to return for the start of the season. But yeah, we've already seen really ran wrong routes from the start. Okay, camp, like you kind of expect that shit, right? You knew getting oriented, getting implemented.
Yeah.
But at this point in the season, bro, okay, whatever.
It's too late
Moving
in the
on.
season to be having miscommunications.
Yeah. And then Zay, we already kind of talked about Zay. The refs was kind of letting people like they were letting them fight through the little small stuff. There was one pass where the DB got there early on Zay and broke the pass up, but he literally had his arm like hitting him in the chest before the ball even got there. So yes, it was pass interference, but no, you're not going to get that call in this game with the way they're calling it. Another one where the DB was kind of smart, gave him a little tug to slow him down, just a hair, and then the ball went right off his fingertips. Just a lot of plays, man, that were so close, but we just didn't get those. And in the NFL, when you miss those bang bang plays or those right there plays, and you combine that with a bunch of turnovers, that's a fucking loss every day of the week. Like, unless you're playing the Panthers or maybe like a really bad team, you're going to lose that game.
Oh yeah.
Even to backup quarterbacks. Joe Flacco looked okay. I'll jump into I guess Parker Washington played well. The O-line, for the most part, protected Trevor. Myles Garrett did get a lot of pressures, but I don't think he was jumping off the screen as majorly impactful, but he was
Okay.
giving Blake Handsome trouble.
Yeah. Can I say something? I really like Myles Garrett and I really like respect him as a player. But that bull crap that he spouted after the game, oh,
Oh,
the referees, shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. You won the game.
that's
Shut
a
up.
theme. That's a theme. Like, the
I'm so
Steelers
over these
started
like
it.
crybabies. Like, why are you crying? You
Might be an AFC North thing. Steelers, Browns. I guess let's see if the Ravens cry about the refs
well,
too.
I mean, what about the freaking Chiefs? That's AFC West. They're crybabies too.
Oh yeah, Pat Mahomes was crying.
He
But
can shut up. That's a
yeah,
whole different discussion.
yeah. We know how we feel about the guys out there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think the offensive line for the most part was solid. In the pass protection game. Run game, they were terrible, absolutely terrible. They've been terrible. Um, I don't know what's going on in the run game. Brandon Sheriff is not a great run blocker. He was never really known for that. That's why he's in this zone scheme. That's why we have Phil Rauscher.
Yeah.
Luke Fortner just sucks all around.
Yeah, he's terrible. They need to
He
draft
was
a
he was
center.
actually he was actually okay in pass protection, but he sucks so bad in the run game. He just can't move people. He's not strong enough. He's not big enough. He's not nasty enough. Ezra Cleveland was playing well at left tackle. Was his first career game ever at left tackle in the NFL. He was a left tackle the entire time at Boise State. So it's nice to see him out there to see what he has. Right, we saw those guys from some Vikings podcast kind of hint that Ezra Cleveland has been thinking about going back to his natural position of left tackle following this season. So I don't think he'll do that here with Walker Little and Cam Robinson decisions
Mm-hmm.
looming. But I mean, now we know we have an emergency left tackle if we really need to kick somebody out with all these injuries. So I mean, that's good. Walker Little's battling the hamstring injury. Cam's out still with his knee injury. So I mean, it's good to have another guy that can play out there, and he was doing pretty good actually before he went down. So that
Yeah.
was good to see against Myles Garrett and those guys. But yeah, defense, they sucked.
Yeah.
They forced some
That's
punts though. I will give them that. They did force some punts, and then the offense did whatever they did. But I don't think they were really good at any particular thing. Pass rush was horrible. Trayvon Walker, I don't know what happened to him in the pass rush game, but he was not effective at all going against a backup right tackle with DeJuan Jones being out. Like, bro, you're a fucking number one overall pick and you can't beat backup right tackles.
yeah. No, there was that video that came out today, or was it today? I don't even know when it came out, but like of Devin Lloyd getting like trucked into freaking Rayshon
Oh,
Jenkins.
by Teller.
I'm sorry. Oh, it made me laugh. I was like, wow, that was so bad. It's just lack of physicality, honestly, on both
Yeah,
sides of the ball.
our defense is soft as hell. Like, I don't know what happened because early in the season, that was a nasty, tough, hit you in your mouth defense. And then, like, all of a sudden, we get to the end of the season, and now they're like letting Njoku stiff arm them down the field. He just fucking shoved Cisco right into the dirt on that touchdown. He fucking shoving goddamn Buster Brown for 10 yards out of bounds. Like, we just getting bullied out there on defense. It's so goddamn soft right now. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, it's real
The
bad.
Roy Robinson Harris is not the same person he was at the end of last year that got that contract. Devon Hamilton, I don't know what his deal is with the back injury and what actually happened because no one will say, but that's not the same guy.
Absolutely not.
Like that, I don't know. That shit is mind boggling because he's so bad right now. Like,
Yes.
we just gave him an extension for like 10 or 11 a year, and he sucks. He sucks
Yeah.
right now. Like, Angelo Blackson is better, bro. Like, people you can get off the street right now are better than you. So why did we just pay him all this money? But I'm gonna give him the benefit of the doubt and say, maybe he needs some more time to get back up to play strength and he'll recover. But yeah, I think that's it on that game. We'll jump over to the Ravens game.
Okay. Sounds good. It's a
Get
Sunday
off
night
what
football game. That's fun.
prime time, the last one of the season for the Jaguars.
Yes.
We've had some international games. We've had Monday night, Sunday night, and Thursday night. What the hell?
Well, every team gets a Thursday night game, so that doesn't really count.
Yeah, but normally that's our only prime time. And it's usually against the doggone Titans, and Derrick Henry usually torches us. But yeah, we switched it up. How you feel about the Sunday night football game coming up?
Okay. There's like three ways that this game can go, right? So the first one is that the Ravens absolutely embarrass us.
Mm-hmm.
That's the first outcome that can happen. The second is that we lose a really, really close, good game. The third is that we win a really, really close game because there's no universe anywhere that we like soundly beat the Ravens. No, it's not happening.
I disagree on this one.
Oh, no, no, no. After what those two backup quarterbacks did to us, you think Lamar Jackson's not going to do the same to that defense? Get out of here.
Yeah, I'll let you. Yeah, go ahead and get your
The,
point off though. I'll get mine.
yeah, because you keep talking over me. Let me talk for like 5 freaking seconds. No, jeez. The only thing we have in our favor is that we play the Ravens well.
Yeah.
So we have that going for us. Um, I would like to see like Trevor have an amazing game. I just don't trust the defense. That's the problem. It's the offense. I really don't have any issues with the offense. I don't think we're going to get embarrassed by the Ravens. I think it's going to be a very close game, but that is a potential outcome because I don't
Mm-hmm.
think that we'll be the team to embarrass the Ravens, is what I'm trying to say. We're not going to beat them like 41-3. That's not going to
Oh,
happen. Absolutely not. No,
yeah.
especially at home because we don't play good at home, which doesn't help either. But I actually wouldn't be surprised if the Jags won this game because it would be very Jaguar like to randomly win this game because no one thinks we will.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah, I think looking at this one, it's a tough matchup. Number one AFC team coming in, first seed. Their offense is playing pretty well right now. Their defense is playing pretty well for the most part. They're the second ranked defense, which is crazy. We got the first ranked defense last week, and now we get the second ranked defense. Like, here you
Indeed.
go, offense. Perfect time to have all these damn injuries and Trevor on the bad ankle. Here's the top two defenses for you. Like,
For real.
fucking great. Thanks. But yeah, I'm not super scared of their offense. I think if we play our coverage like the right way, well, first off, it depends on who plays. Let me back up. Um,
Yeah.
Tyson Campbell potentially out, Cisco potentially. If Cisco and Tyson are both down, yeah. I think that shit's
Well,
probably cooked.
honestly, is it though? Because Tyson played awful against the Bengals.
Yeah, I think he wasn't. I don't think he was physically ready to go that game.
I don't think he was either, but still. I mean, I don't want him to play if that's going to be the result.
Yeah, no, I agree. I think that one he probably should have set out, but I think I think they're taking their time, gave him a couple more, week and a half to get right just to see where he's at. So I think if Tyson play, I mean, they really have Zay Flowers, right? Odell's finally coming around. Like Odell's playing pretty good ball right now. I'm not scared of Odell Beckham at this stage in his career. I think Darius Williams probably can hold that down, to be honest. It's really more Zay Flowers for me.
Yeah.
He's
It
kind of in that
helps.
same mold of guys that cooked us before.
Yeah, it helps that Andrews is out. Obviously, it
Yeah.
sucks that he's injured before anyone tries to be like, no, that sucks that he's out. Like, I hate injuries, but it does help because he's one of their best players.
Yeah, and it sucks too because, well, I guess it's a good thing for them, but behind Andrews is Isaiah Likely, which is a fucking elite athlete. Kind of like a Evan Ingram type deal, just even more athletic than Evan Ingram, which could probably give Devin Lloyd and Fourier some fits in coverage. So I guess we'll see how that shit goes. But yeah, Isaiah Likely's a dog. He's younger, he's faster than Andrews, he's more athletic, but yeah, he's not Mark Andrews by any stretch. So yeah, losing the top 5 player in that position will hurt any team. But yeah, I
Yeah.
think if the defense is able to limit them to a fairly like average amount of points, like 20 points, I think our offense can muster up enough drives to go get 28. So I'm going
Yeah.
Jags. I'm going Jags. I'm going Jags.
Um, well, that's the thing that's been so disappointing about these past two games is that our offense put up 31 points in one and 27
Yeah.
points in another. And you really shouldn't be losing when your offense is putting up that many points, especially in the NFL. But defense just decided to not show up either game. And then the offense, by the time that the offense started clicking on Sunday, it was just too late.
Uh-huh.
you know. So I am going to pick the Jags because I always do. I really think that they have to have. I would be more inclined to pick the Ravens if they had just lost to the Rams. But
Yeah.
because they were able to find a way to win that game, I am going to be picking the Jags because the Jags are the team that has like their back up against the wall. They really have to win this game. The Ravens really don't have to win this game.
No, no.
Like I think they're gonna get the number one seed. So I just don't see I could see them dropping this game and it being like okay. Everyone's like, oh, it's a revenge game for last year, and it's like, okay, sure, whatever. Um,
Hmm.
and we always play well against the Ravens. I don't know why, but for some reason we do. So
Yeah.
it's kind of like the Steelers where we just usually play pretty well against them. Um,
Uh-huh.
but if we can just like keep like yeah, that's really the big thing is just keeping their offense from like scoring too many points because if they do what they did against Cincinnati and the Browns, we're going to lose probably unless Trevor is able to do what he did against the Ravens last time, which was have a game-winning drive, which, could happen again.
Yeah. Um, yeah, I guess I'll jump into a little bit of the history on this matchup while I'm a little confident. I believe all time we're 8-3 against them at home. Which is phenomenal. The last 2 times they've came to Jacksonville, we've beat them. 2017 is the one of them. We beat the hell out of them. I think that game was like 44-3. That was like the Joe Flacco, like 4 interception, 5 interception game, like which is crazy. Joe Flacco just fucking beat us last week, and then I'm having like flashbacks of us literally ruining his career. But
Yeah.
we
That
sent him to the
2017 was
couch.
crazy.
Yeah, we sent him to the couch and then he came back and fucking torched us for that. But
Oh.
and then last year, obviously, with the comeback, 2-point conversion for the win. Um and Lamar played good that game as well. He
Mhm.
had like over 70 yards rushing last year on the ground. He's playing a little bit of a different style this year, not rushing as much, which helps us, to be honest. Like we
Yes.
do not play well against Russian quarterbacks, even with this scheme that Mike Caldwell runs. So if Lamar wants to sit in the pocket, We encourage that all day, buddy. Please use your arms. Like, please use your arm and throw the ball down the field. That favors us because if you want to run the ball, you probably have a decent amount of success at that.
Yeah.
All right, so we both got the Jags to win. Let's do it. Thank you guys
Yeah.
for tapping in. See you guys next time. Peace.